What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And before we begin, look, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you. I have gained like 10 subscribers in the past couple of days. I've got so many views. Honestly, it's amazing to see so many people enjoying the content I put out. And you know, if you enjoy this content, subscribe. It's absolutely free. Why not? Today I'm going to be looking at the worst to best in terms of primary abilities. So these are things like, I don't know, Dima's launcher, the Merv launcher, or Saint's revive drone. Like I say, I'm going to be ranking them from the very worst, in my opinion, to the very best. And again, slight disclaimer, these are my opinions. Some people might think, oh well, that's actually the best thing in the game. That's great. It's just a bit of fun. Just a fun little list. So, right into it. For me, the absolute worst primary ability within this game is Trench's barbed wire. Look, it has its uses, sure. But for me, it's nothing more than a slight inconvenience at most. I mean, let's be honest. What happens? You come around the corner, you see barbed wire, you step in it, and oh no, I've been slowed for 5 milliseconds, and all you do is you punch it and boom, it's gone. Simple as that. I just don't think it's that good. Sure, it can maybe put a couple of people off if they're trying to attack, but overall it's just not that great. And if I had to choose that or absolutely anything else, well, I know what I'd be picking. After that, and this is maybe going to be a divisive one, it's Lancer's quick and quiet, which, if you don't know, is the ability where she can activate it, you can't hear her footsteps anymore, and you can run a little bit quicker. Look, this can be good. You know, sure, it can be maybe a flank here and there, but 99% of people use it as a let's get to the objective 4 seconds quicker than someone else, and it just isn't that good. Any half decent player will see, you know, a Lancer coming around the corner because people aren't just going to go rushing in. Simple as that. I don't think it's that good. On from there, Phantom's Nano Smoke. Again, a divisive one, I know. But the functionality of a Nano Smoke, and again, if you don't know, basically you can throw it, and if any enemies step foot in it, you can reveal them, basically. However, no one ever steps in it. Like, as soon as you see someone throw it, you see the Phantom throw it towards you, what do? You don't stand still. No, you move out of the way. So if anything, it makes people disengage you when you want them to be engaging you. The only times I've ever found it particularly useful is if I've thrown it in a maybe closed up room and wow, now my team knows that there's someone in there, but all the enemy's going to do is run away. Honestly, I don't think it's that great. On from there is Glitch's hack ability. I've been using a lot of Glitch lately, and I'll be honest, his hack can be good. It can be. But it's so situational that, you know, if on the enemy team there's a Dahlia, a Shaq maybe, and someone else, you know, and someone else, if you hack the Dahlia, she then can't revive the teammate. That's good, that's really good, that's almost overpowered good. However, if there's on the enemy team like another Glitch and a Lancer and, I don't know, an Anvil, what are you actually going to be doing? You're going to stop Anvil from what? Being able to place down his shield that isn't that great anyway? I don't know, it just to me is so iffy that it doesn't deserve to be any higher on the list. On from there, and look, I've seen on Reddit that some people love this. I understand, and I sometimes love this as well, but it is Dima's Merv launcher. It just doesn't work. Like, maybe after the patch that's come in that's increasing the radius overall, maybe it'd be better. But for me, I pull it out, I see 2 enemies behind cover, I bounce it off the wall, it lands directly next to him, and it doesn't get a kill. Like, whenever it gets a kill, it'd be like, so, you know, I honestly maybe get 1 kill every game if I'm really trying. It just, I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't seem to do enough damage. But I've seen some people say that they love it, but it's almost overpowered. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not good. I mean, that's probably the case, isn't it? But for me, it isn't that good. On from there, Anvil's Barricade, which is basically his big shield. Look, there are a few points on a few maps that I think, okay, yeah, that is a top-notch ability. For example, the long zip lines on certain maps, I know that People like to put their shields down over that big chasm. I've completely forget the name of the map, but people put the shield on there when people are trying to zip line over. That's good. That's a really good spot to do it, and there's a couple of others as well. But when has the use of having a portable bit of cover ever been useful, when any half decent player will use cover 24/7? You know, any gameplay you see of mine, most of the time I'm sticking by some kind of cover just in case. So for me, it's never been that useful. Usually I throw it down somewhere and I'm right, great, that's gonna be there for a while now and not doing anything. It's what it is though. Next up is V's Vile Poison. Now this is low. This is V1 that I think could have gone a little bit higher. It could have, because it is a useful area denial ability. You know, you throw it down, the enemies take 2 damage every second or whatever it is, or every half second, and that damage you can put back onto yourself, so it will go into your health bar, essentially like you've got armor on, up to 125. And again, you can throw it in a tight room and it can get it down every now and again, but it is used as a denial ability. You put it in a choke point, people don't particularly like to run through it. However, the reason it's so low is because very recently I've realised that you don't have to be scared of it at all. If they throw it down, they kind of never expect you to come through. They think, oh well, they're not going to go through there and get damaged. Well, what do? As soon as I see them throw it down, I immediately rush in, and 99% of the time I get the kill, because again, they don't expect it. It maybe takes them down to 80 health, but they're so off guard that, you know, what are we going to do? And that is why it is round about the midpoint of the list, because it's a fine, you know, a fine ability. All of them are. All of them in their own right can be used and used well. But again, to rank them, you've got to rank them. You know, I've got to put them somewhere, so that's why it for me is around about the midpoint. On from there is Scorch's Overheat ability. This, I know some people breathe and live and die Scorch's ability. It can be extremely powerful. Like, if I want to go 1v1, the last thing I want is a Scorch with her flamed up SMG, because it's going to destroy me. However, would you like to know, and I'll let you know a little, you know, Pickles pro tips here. To counter it, don't get close. And I know what you lot are thinking. How does he come up with such great ideas? I don't know myself, but honestly, I see a Scorch on the enemy team. This is how it goes. Round 1 and maybe round 2. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be this round. If they're hyper aggressive, I say to myself, well, I'm just saying going to hide behind some cover and wait for them to come round. And by doing that, 90% of the time, I'm able to beat a Scorch with her fire ability. Simple as that. On from there is Shaq's Rage. Now, this is almost a two-parter, because his ability can be used when he downs to revive himself, or it can be used before entering a fight to give him, you know, basically double health for a very short duration. This ability, for the downed part alone, should be right at the bottom. It's so unuseful. Look, as you get to higher ranks, no one is going to let a Shaq revive. The only time it's going to happen is if you knock him behind cover that's, you know, 400 meters away, and it's like, oh great, well now he's revived and I'm just going to do it again. But it just never happens. You down him, what do? You go behind the cover and you eliminate him. It's simple as. Or if he does get revived, he's at a quarter health, so you just knock him out. But his ability before entering a fight is honestly ridiculously good. I've used very little Shaq, but whenever I have, or whenever I see a Shaq, if they come around the corner with double health, I panic. I see that big yellow health bar and I think, oh crap. You know, they've got such an advantage, and that is why, you know, it's pretty close to the top, but it's not good enough to be better than any of the other abilities above it. On from there is Dallas and his target finder ability. This is good because of his passive as well. His passive being every time he gets a down, he can use his primary ability again. I've seen people absolutely destroy with Dallas by just reusing the ability over and over. As long as you don't use it the second you're off the bus, like I see everyone do. Everyone lands and immediately uses it, and it's like, well, that was the most pointless thing I've ever seen. But if you use it in a smart situation, you can tell where there's enemies, you're able to rush in, get the limb, or get the down certainly, then pop it again and see the next enemy, and pop it again and see the next one. It is ridiculously good, it really is. And you know, if you haven't used Dallas yet, why not? Why not? Next up from there is Ronin's ballistic knife, and the only reason this is so high up is because of the amount of times I get killed by it. You would not believe how many times I get killed by this flashing bomb of doom. It's ridiculous. I will go to defuse a bomb, and you know, I'll be the only one left, and I'll be looking around. I think, right, it's nowhere. I can't hear it. I can't see it. And next thing I know, out of nowhere, out of the interdimensional rift, boom, I get blown up, and it's like an instant kill. And I think, what the hell is going on? Honestly, it catches me every time. It makes a noise and it flashes, and somehow I get caught out by it all the time. And don't get me started on when they do that thing where they poke behind corners, and what they'll do is they'll wait for you to peek and they'll throw it and it'll blow you and 16 other people up in separate matches. It's ridiculous. Honestly, so annoying, and that is why it deserves to be so high. Because if played well, it can just be a one-tap insta-kill. Next up, and moving in to pretty much close to the top of the list, is Talon's radar dart. No one can tell me that this isn't ridiculously powerful. If you place this right, it's next to impossible to see. You know, the amount of times I've seen a Talon throw it past my face, and I look around and I think, well, where the hell did he throw that? And then he's just got map packs. You know, he's just got instant map packs. He's thrown it around the corner. He's caught you and your whole team. How are you meant to, you know, compete with that? The enemies now know where you are 24/7. No more needs to be said. It is that good. Now moving into the third best, in my opinion, ability. And this one might be a little bit iffy, but I think it is the Fixer's thermal vision. Because of what the Fixer is, obviously a sniper, having the ability to use thermal to see people around corners, you know, their heat signatures, or even linked up with his personal smoke. I like to often throw the smoke on myself and then pop the ability. It can get you a lot of downs, a lot of eliminations. It is honestly, it is so good. Don't sleep on it. Now, second to best, and these last two, if you know your characters, you'll know the two that I'm leaving off here. But for me, the second best is Saint. I know Saint is a fan favourite, but his revive drone, I think, is, I mean, it's so good, it really is. It's not as good as Dahlia's though. Simple as. What more must I say? You think about it like this: Saint's revive drone, yeah, it can go across map if you want, but it's so obvious that if someone's behind cover and you start reviving, they can shoot the drone, they can stop the drone. It's loud, it makes a noise, but it revives people, and it can honestly sway the battle in your direction. And that is why Dahlia's number one. As simple as that. Her danger close ability, giving you the ability to link with anyone on your team, taking their passive ability as well, for example Lancer's roll to reload, then having the ability to revive with her perk in like 3 seconds, and no one knows where the person that's downed is. Every time you can hear the Dahlia saying, you know, get up or whatever it is, but that person could be behind any cover within 30 meters, and that is why for me it's the best ability in game. I have been using Dahlia now for around about, I don't know, 14-15 hours. I've got close to 200 revives with her. She is that good. Honestly, if you've not used her, you're an idiot. And that's it, that's the guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you liked the gameplay as well. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.